How on a day, my beautiful and amazing people? I salute you according to your time, or depending on when and time they listen to us now. I welcome you to this beautiful day with another Bungalicious information. My people now well done, or my people now welcome. Wonder shall never end. Una dey hear wetin we dey hear. My people, when people go spoil themselves because they want to put Queen May into trouble, or they want to have an access to attack Queen May, when the thing fail them in the secret, they come to cry in the open. Nobody knows most of the things that Yinka had done in the secret just because she is looking for a platform to drag Queen May down. But in no say Ocho Nwokoko Nwada, mana Nwokoko nwe mgbu ọsọ. That person where they pursue small chick, now go they fall down, and the small chick go they run small. That is the thing. That's what is happening to Yinka. And she does not learn. And she doesn't listen to her friends. And she has many friends that do not tell her the truth. That's just the truth. She doesn't listen. Or she has friends that do not tell her the truth. How can you have such a friend at 58 years and she's still behaving like a kid, behaving like a 12-year-old girl, and you allow her and you are clapping for her, you are telling her, don't worry, God will do this. God know they do anything. Yinka is old enough, had been given the wisdom by God to act, and she doesn't want to use her brain. So it's like when we know the actual things that happen, you should have understood that it's not links, that it's not links, but it's Yinka's desperado that led her into trouble. That you want to marry somebody at your age, and you buy a gift for the parents of that person, and the person's parents refused your gift at your age. The person's parents refused your gift. You didn't ask further questions. You didn't sense anything. You didn't make inquiries. You didn't send spies to go and check, ask the man, this thing your son is doing, are you in support of it? You didn't. And the guy waited for you, you strike. And the parents told her, I told you, don't go. And she listened to the father. You want her to disobey the father? No matter how much he has eaten, and there is trouble, he will listen to the advice of the father, because there is trouble. And you know he's the father's boy right now because he doesn't have a house. I think he's the only person among them that doesn't have a house now. He doesn't have a house. He doesn't have much good work, except the one you say you've bought a podcast something. But he's an actor. He's a producer or whatever, but it does not work for him as he's working for his brother. So let's listen to information that Uche Madawu gave us on his discussion with Yinka and the revelation that Yinka gave him about Lincoln Edochie's father, that's Sapete Edochie, that made this thing to happen. Just watch.
You talked when you came to Lagos that you bought perfume for Sapete Edochie and you gave it to Link, say make him give him Papa. You talk say Link return him. Me talk say him Papa say he no want that gift. Why? Because the man is not in support of your relationship. That was the beginning of why Link began changing character towards you. Because if him Papa no one accept the gift when you say me then give him, then that man sees something in the spirit. That was why he rejected that gift. Yinka, I told you, leave my queen alone. He said, no, you're not going to leave me alone. I go talk. Tell Nigerians the truth. You bought an expensive perfume for Sapete Edochie and you told me on phone. You said you gave it to Link. Say, give it to your dad. Say, let me bring and call for Amo. You told me on phone. You said Link brought it back and said, my father said he does not want.
My people, you don't hear them. Yinka was bribing everybody in that family in order to win the favors, in order to be accepted. This is exactly the same story behind Judy Austin and Yude Edochie. Judy Austin was coming like an upcoming actress, showing love, coming like a very humble girl, visiting the house of Sapete at that time, according to what they let us know, and waiting the worker for media space allegedly, and until he was able to come in and won the heart of, because definitely, they were seeing Judy Austin at that time as a very innocent girl, probably used by you, and not knowing that Judy was using them. At that time, she looks very innocent. So she actually manipulated them. That was the same style because Judy and Yinka must have discussed the pattern to enter the heart of Sapete Edochie. And even if anything happened, he will not talk. He will keep quiet, as he kept quiet during the time of Judy and Yud. When men were crying, nobody was supporting because they didn't have anything to say. They are already committed with Judy, and the Judy was working with them. You understand? So this is how Yinka came. Bought an expensive designer's watch for Sapete Edochie, designer's perfume, sorry, for Sapete Edochie. And Pete Edochie rejected the designer perfume and said that he does not want it. That he should, there's something that you give somebody something and say, okay, I don't want. The person will keep it in the house and say, I will not tell her that my father rejected it. So that it will be. I know Sapet must have given links the instruction to return it back to her. Let her know I rejected it. Because he actually was sending a message to Yinka. I don't accept your gift, meaning I am not a support of you. And there are lessons in all these things. You are a woman. Before you come in and before announcing the man, you would have first of all won the heart of the parents and the brothers. Even after the father had rejected the perfume, because your intention is to have a platform to drag this woman called May, you still insist and force yourself in. And now, who is to be blamed? A lot of people have been blaming links, which is also good to blame links, because when you know that you're not going to marry her, because I'm beginning to think that links from that day knew that it's not going to work because his father didn't accept it. But links was only desperate because he wants to travel out of this country, he wants to go to America. So what links was now doing is, let me use this lady cross and go out of this country. Then when I reach there, I cannot do the biddings of my father. I will just leave her. I will just, form quarrel, leave her or anything. I don't know what was in his mind. But what I'm thinking is that Lynx wanted to use Yinka cross and just dump her there, since the father does not accept. Because already for the father to reject the gift means that the father must have admonished Lynx. He must have told Lynx something. He must have given Lynx an instruction or an advice that Lynx will take. And remember, Lynx is still living in the father's house. Because since he left Abuja after the divorce of his wife, Lynx is now living in the father's house in Enugu. He doesn't have his own house. So that is the challenge. That's the situation. Lynx is virtually living in Enugu. I know things are happening to this man's kids. I don't understand, and I don't want to go into that. But what I'm going to focus on Yinka's desperation. Yinka's desperado is the problem. The Yinka is supposed to have known that she's not accepted in that family. The truth of the matter is that Edochie has the kind of women they accept. I don't know why they are rejecting Yinka, because Yinka is positioning herself to be rich, spending such amount of money for links just to get access to Edochie family and use that access against Queen May, so that tomorrow she will stand up and start saying some things and get more information of how they lived in that house. Maybe she will just be close to Sapete Edochie or to Barrister Josephine Edochie, and Josephine will just tell one or two stories, and she will be thinking or listening to hear one mistake that Queen May did those days, and she will magnify it on social media. Or Sapet will just tell a story of one mistake that happened in that house or anything. She can even magnify it and say it's Queen May. She was just bent to drag this lady down. And that is why when I have said this several, when you are fighting someone, when not do you anything, now you the arrow go dey strike. When you shoot an arrow to an innocent person, sometimes the arrow bounces back. Not always. Sometimes you see the arrow back to you. That's exactly what I see that Yinka suffered in this aspect. My people no be smart, When I see them, one thing I have to say here is that Yinka is the architect of her problem. Yinka is the issue. Yinka is the main problem. She has to live with it. But the truth is, Yinka has refused to understand what is happening. Now, she's now dragging me lege because that bipolar, it don't rise. That in case, it don't triple. She's now dragging me lege. Like say, Queen May, I tell Link, so make it no Mariam. Or na Queen May tell Sapete Edochie, make it no collect the gift. Or na Queen May tell Uche Madawo, make him begin to expose her. Or I don't know that everything she must mention. It's like the day she didn't mention Queen May's name or she doesn't mention Queen May's name, she will not sleep well that day. Any day that Yinka just go home or stay without mentioning Queen May, the pray go the warrior. I know that this 50 million we Queen May give out is still a problem because she thought she was telling the whole world that May doesn't have money. May doesn't have money. They arrange it with Emeka and they say Queen May does not have money. So then that woman they are saying she doesn't have money is now a woman that gave 50 million to 5 women to 50 women. 50 million to 50 women. And the thing is making them how, when, where? Because they have already told their lies to the whole world that Queen May cannot even afford anything. Now that woman is giving 50 people, 50 people 50 million. That's why I always thank God the way He does His things. He just does His things in a way that nobody believes, nobody understands. Okay, Yinka, you have to live with it. You were rejected from the start. You would have known. Are you not a Yoruba? Is that how you marry in Yoruba culture? That when you go to marry a man and the parents of that man or the family of the man reject you, you force yourself in. Is that what your culture says? Is that how you do it? You say you are a traditional Yoruba person, that you understand what you're doing. You should have known that when you go to marry someone and the person, the family of the person rejects you outrightly, for you to give that man perfume and the man refuse it, it is bad. And secondly, you know that Sapete Edochie is a traditional person. Very, very traditional. Why are you sending perfume to him? As in what? You don't know it's an insult. If you want to give something to a chief, you go straight to the chief and give it to him. And he will accept it and welcome you. So tomorrow, you feel that he's poor or you feel that he's hungry. And you just buy perfume, and tomorrow you can say, just stay, Links, get your father's account number, let me drop something for him. You think that because Links is poor and broke, because Links, they beg you money, that's how Sapete Edochie will be begging money. In as much as the man has his own issue, but he's still a man that worked hard and made money. Yes, how, he has his own, he's still eating and taking care of himself. So he's not someone you go and dash money. Sapete Edochie is not, even if you want to dash people money, not Sapete. You can dash the other ones that didn't make money, but the man made money. The man worked in NTA, worked in Nollywood, he worked in NTA and was an actor. He may not be very rich, but he can afford what he will eat. He's a pensioner in Nigerian Television Authority. He's a pensioner. Yes, he's still a legend in Nollywood. So I think that's an insult to him. If you ask me, that's exactly one of the reasons that made him to reject it. And also, that reason will put him off to accept such a person as a daughter-in-law. You should have shown respect. You gave to Links to give to the papa. You should have waited the day where Links will introduce you to the man. You buy what you want to buy and give the man. Maybe Links didn't educate you well, but I think you're a Yoruba person to understand what respect is all about. Because I think Yoruba people are known for respect. They lie down, they greet. In Igbo, we don't lie down and greet. We stand up and greet you. They lie down. It's your culture and I cherish it and I like it. It makes you look humble. But in Igbo, our own makes us look arrogant. But that's our culture. We can't throw it away. We enjoy it that way. So my people, no be smart, The Yinka was just trying to show Sapete that she has made money and she's living in the US and Sapete is here in Nigeria. So he can just drop anything, just throw something. Maybe just count 5,000 and give to Links and say, please, just when you get there, just give your dad this 5,000. There are men. You do that to one poor man in the village. You do that to those who don't know their class. If you are somebody that knows who he is, that work for his money, he doesn't need you to dash him money. If you give him there, when you reach there, it's an honor that you get to his house and you give him a gift. That's an honor. Sometimes when you give him that gift, he will not collect it. He will tell one boy to collect it from you. That's an honor because he's a chief. But coming to send it to the son, when you get to give to your dad, it looks childish. It looks insulting. So I think that's one of the reasons. And secondly, the man must have heard that Yinka is 58 years old and Lynx is 48 years. And you know what the difference? 58 years and 48 years, 10 years difference. What is Lynx looking in a 10 years Bekus? 10 years older Bekus. That means Yinka can give birth to a child that is just 6 years younger than Lynx. That's what it means. He can give birth to a kid that is 6 years younger. What I'm saying is that at 16, Yinka can take in. You understand? 60-year-old girl can take in. And at 16 years, Lynx was 6 years. You understand? If Yinka had given birth at that time, that means Yinka can be able to have a kid that is just 6 years old, 6 years younger than Lynx. And meaning that Lynx can still call Yinka ma. Meaning that Lynx is just the Kerewa in mama. And I know how dirty that will sound in the ear of Sapet, who is a traditional man. It will sound dirty to him. Dirty. He will say, what are you doing? Can't you see your age mates? Can't you see those who are older than you with 1 or 2 years? Can't you see somebody that you are older than? Girls are everywhere. What are you looking for in a woman that is old enough to be your mother? What are you talking? Just 6 years difference to become your mother. Even 14-year-old girls are giving birth. That's 4 years difference. What are you doing there? And being a proud man he is, Sapet. And he must have seen that as a letdown to his family, and he rejected it. What I'm trying to explain is that Sapet Edochie must have rejected Yinka in toto from the beginning, but Yinka didn't notice it because she wasn't observant. Why was she not observant? Because the obsession of bringing Pime down is still covering her. The obsession of dragging Pime down is still covering her. All she wants is to have access to the Edochie, stand on the platform of Edochies and drag this woman, thinking that that platform will be very strong. And she forgot that Yul has stood on that platform. It didn't work. She forgot that even Yul's siblings, some of them have stood there and helped Lynx and helped Yul. It didn't work. So it is not easy to pull down a man or a woman that is blessed by God. That is the message we give to Yinka. Even now, Yinka can go and join with Trump, get anybody join him. Even the Palestinian president can join her. Anybody can join Yinka, but Yinka will never win against Pime. Never. Because Pime had not done anything against her. And Pime is on her own and is not finding anybody trouble. My people no be smart, That's what the gist reach out by say make a touchlight and water. Yinka had been rejected even before now, even when we don't know. The thing is in her heart and she knows, but the obsession of Pime did not allow her to take it in. My people, like and share this video and God will bless you. Make una have a nice day. Bye.